stood up. Man was performing. Thank you, Mike. Thank you for being point guard, Mike. Hey, Mike.
Will you leave me alone?
Mike, just what did it take for you guys to dig as deep as you did tonight to pull this one out?
I thought it took a lot of resiliency from our guys. There was a lot of moments there where the game could have went the other way. We could have let go, and guys weren't let the refs or big plays or anything kind of get in our way. We just kept moving forward. Next play mentality, and just basically back against the wall. We had to be, more urgent and more desperate than we've ever been, and it showed tonight.
Mike, you were among the people that said Ant needs to play with kind of more force, needs to go to the basket, forget about the threes a little bit. When did you know that this was going to be a different type of game for him, that he was coming in with a different mindset?
You could tell after game 3, honestly, the way he was speaking in the locker room, things he was saying, the excitement to get to game 4. Leading into the next day of practice, just very energetic, very live, which it could have been the complete opposite. You go down 0-3 and everybody's down and, depressed, but he's keeping energy alive, and you just knew he was going to be ready to go. And, thankfully he was, and him and Cat especially, and Rudy. All of them played really well for us down the stretch.
A lot of the times, Finch likes to put the ball in your hands at the end of the game. Tonight, it was Ant bringing the ball up. Given the fact that your late game execution, the previous 3 has been iffy, what do you think the rationale was for that, and why did it work so well?
We watched a lot of film on those last 3 or 4 minutes of those, game 1 through 3, and we don't necessarily need to have the ball in my hand. I can be on the floor and kind of dictate where the ball goes and the plays that we get into, but we just need to get into good sets and the better sets. And I thought we did a really good job of finding a rhythm for Ant. He can bring the ball up and run the clock a little bit, but we can keep myself, Rudy, Kat in the actions with him. Something that's really simple, gives him easy reads to where he's not having to over dribble or over penetrate the paint and get in trouble. So I thought he did a really good job of from the film sessions, realizing where he can score and taking what they give him.
The absence of Lively do for the offense and maybe for and Cat just getting to the rim a little bit tonight?
Oh, it's no question. Lively's been awesome for them all series, all playoffs, and definitely, with him and Gafford, being able to sub in and out for each other, they keep that rim protection. They keep that ability to be athletic down there and make plays. And when you don't have that, and Gafford's not playing 48 minutes, there are spells where we can get downhill and get to the paint and try to finish and utilize that to our advantage. So definitely was. I'm sure he was missed for them tonight.
Like at one point, Finch was out to almost center court, talking to the refs after double tech was called. Now, 11 games since the injury, have you seen the partnership that him and Micah have kind of worked out, coaching in these last 2 rounds? How's it evolved and how's it working?
It's been seamless since day one. I think Coach is getting more and more comfortable with his knee now, and he's moving a lot more without crutches. And tonight, he surprised us and was in the huddle, just sitting down and stuff. And I'm like, this is good to see him getting back at it. But Micah's been the same, all year, and same all playoffs, being vocal, being, the coach that he is for us. And, those 2 guys have really just done a great job of handling this situation that could be, disastrous, in other teams.
Mike, if I could take you back before your presser even started with Kat and Ant, saying that you're their OG. I know you're the veteran on the team, or one of the veterans, but what's something that even the young players have been able to teach you this season?
Oh, man. They honestly have just taught me to just be grateful for the joy of this game, having fun. It's you play 17 years, you can go into this, cycle of, the same thing every day and get used to a certain, way of feeling. And they brought that excitement back. Like I'm 15-year-old going to play out in the park or something. So every day it's something new. Every day they're teaching me something about, hip hop or TV shows or video games or something. So they're keeping me young, honestly, and I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Mike, you expended so much energy tonight. It seems like you guys needed every minute of every part of that game to close that out. What makes you confident that you all can replicate that 3 more times?
Really, I think that we still haven't played our best basketball yet, as a group. I don't know how many. We had a bunch of turnovers, 14 of them, I think, tonight. 14 turnovers in any game is you can lose you a game, and we cut that down. We make free throws. Like, we have big nights from our guys. Like, we still have a lot of room to improve. So that's the exciting part about our situation. We just know that there's a lot more in the tank. We're a team that prides ourselves on not getting tired, being able to push through that adversity and push through being fatigued. So, hopefully we can, be ready to go Game 5 and, just be able to play Wolves basketball.
You guys handled the Kyrie and Luka matchups differently in this game. How did you think Ant did on Luka and Jaden shift into Kyrie?
I thought they did a good job. Obviously, I think Kyrie and Luka they get to their spots and they either make or miss the shot sometimes. It has nothing to do with us and what we do, but I thought that they did a good job of just being physical, understanding tendencies, and overall not trying to get them, getting them on the free throw line and letting the game kind of slow down to that pace. And when we defend without fouling, I think we're a much better complete team as far as what we try to accomplish on a consistency level. And those two guys were definitely big for us in that matchup switch.
Mike, Carl took just 1 3 in that first half and 2 through 3 quarters. You had said, we got a lot of guys that can shoot threes. Was that the kind of style of play you guys were looking for?
Yeah. We need, Carl's a unique player. Some games, when he's missing the 3, you want him to play inside because he can. If he's inside and things aren't going well, you want him to space the floor because he can. He's that diverse in his skill set. But for him and our team, for him to be able to knock down the 3 and space that floor, it opens up the game for everybody else. It opens up the game for Ant. Myself as guards trying to get into the paint and make plays, and I think it gets him into a good rhythm. Being able to pump fake and get guys off their feet and get downhill and finish over big guys and make plays himself because he's a pretty good passer when he gets downhill.
They were only shooting 36% in the first half, but that you guys were tied. What was the conversation like at halftime, really, to kind of get you guys to a little bit more in the second half?
Honestly, at halftime is just whatever you got left in the tank, you got to find it. It wasn't necessarily about numbers or what we, were doing or what they were doing. It was like, man, we have to finish possessions. We have to be the first one to the loose ball. We have to box out. No more, second chance opportunities. Like all the hustle things, creating turnovers and getting out in transition. All those things got to be in our favor. And I thought in the second half we just did a better job of getting to those opportunities and allowing ourselves a chance to win.
Chris, that was an emotional, tense game. How did you guys dig in deep enough to pull this one out?
Yeah, that's what it had to be. I thought we played well right out of the gate. We got up. Turnovers hurt us for sure, particularly in the first half. I think we had a 9 in the first half. That kind of allowed them to keep coming back into the game, and a bunch of missed free throws too. And of course, we weathered a lot of foul trouble out there, which was frustrating to say the least. But all credit to our guys. They found a way to win a game. It's a lot like games 1 and 2, and we were able to get it done tonight. So.
Yeah, hitting some big shots there in the fourth. Just what did he bring to you? Aside from the fouls.
Shot ready. Got himself going by going to the hoop. Played quick off the catch. Stayed confident. He didn't really look much for his 3 until the second half. But did a really good job. Ant did a good job of finding it. He just had his feet set. He was ready, and they were huge.
Defensively tonight, Chris, defensively, what kind of job did you guys do on Luka and Kyrie to make them more inefficient tonight?
Listen, we just got to keep battling them. There's unbelievably great players that have been, their fingerprints have been all over this series, making so many great plays and tough shots. At some point, maybe they're going to have a little bit of an off night.
How does this win change the complexion of the series?
It doesn't. We got to win again.
With Kyle Anderson, you talked about after the last game about how smart he is and how that's kind of impacting his role. How come the shooting and spacing issue hasn't been there? What are you guys doing to kind of counteract Kyle maybe not shooting threes but still finding ways to be effective?
He's just so smart. He finds the right spaces, he gets the ball to the right people. His handling, his screening, his play calling. So yeah, it's something that he's been a great Rudy partner all since he got here. We talked about that before, so we don't really worry about the spacing issue.
Ant bringing the ball up, the last 2 or 3 minutes tight. Rationale behind that, just have your best player with the ball.
Yeah, we want to be aggressive. Obviously made some great plays, great shots, and they were putting multiple bodies on. There were guys open too, so I thought we had all kinds of options with that. So
there are some times out there where Kyle is setting screens, telling guys where to go, telling the guys where the pass is supposed to go. Is that executing plays, or is that Kyle just feeling out?
Some of it's just Kyle, with the freedom that we give him to run the offense. He got us into some really clever stuff tonight, and just understanding how to get guys involved. So,
Chris, the kind of force and speed that Cat played with in this game, is that the kind of thing you just want to bottle up and say, bring that exact thing to Game 5?
Yeah, absolutely. But when he is super decisive, shot ready, plays off the catch, doesn't hold. Gafford got him a few times at the rim, but I like the fact that he just kept going. For sure, yeah.
Resilience that Cat has, playing 15 minutes with those 5 fouls. I think it was like a 15-minute stretch from the third to the fourth when he fouled out. Playing smart and, after the last couple of days, what does it say about his character?
Yeah, listen, Cat's a great player. His struggles were not going to last forever, he got himself going. Even when he got deep in foul trouble, we left him out there. I was going to take him out one moment, then I believe he got fouled, so we left him in anyway. Just let him roll, and he played smart, played under control, rebounded really well for us, executed defensively. Really, really proud of him. He's been a huge part of every series up until then, and we knew we had to get him into this series, and tonight was a great step for that. So.
Was the out-of-bounds play to Nas called?
Yeah. Yes. It was, we had several reads off of it, but they made a great job of, making the cut when it was there. So.
Obviously, the last 5 minutes, first 3 games was kind of danger zone for you guys. What did you notice in terms of demeanor or poise or whatever, the 4-point play notwithstanding, that got you through?
Well, I think, we've been really good closing games with our defense mostly all season, and then we will score enough. We were able to get stops, I thought, consistently tonight. And then we didn't turn it over. That was huge. Didn't really turn it over. We had a flurry of turnovers, I think, maybe around 4 or 5 minute mark. But yeah, just those 2 things. And then I think, kind of executing, and Ant did a good job of, making sure we got a shot every time. So
The pull up that he made, was that just giving him space and work the ISO?
Yeah,
and
absolutely. Yeah.
Chris, 3-0 in elimination games postseason. Just what does that kind of say about this team and their ability to play with their back against the wall?
Yeah, I think we've been a resilient team all year. I think we didn't lose. We never lost 3 in a row until we got to the playoffs. So we never lost 4 in a row. Guys, respond. It's a fun team to coach because they believe that they can always win no matter what. So.
Chris, was it consistency of calls out there? Is that what was bothering you? How did you see the game?
Yeah, I thought it was a little inconsistent for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Chris, we saw you tonight, very active at sidelines. You've been in the huddle. What do you think? How important was that for the team to see that you also gave it all in tonight?
Yeah, my job was to inject emotion into the game. So.
Chris, you went with Anton, Luka, and Jaden, and on Kyrie defensively. Again, I know mixed up throughout the game, but what did you like about that look?
We're down 3-0. just shuffling the deck. Ant's good on ball, good at navigating screens. Maybe a little length on Kyrie could help. I mean, those guys are just, obviously the length on Doncic hadn't really been hasn't been bothered him as much. So we just tried something different, so.
Ant's game overall tonight, almost another triple-double. It seemed like he's seeing the floor a little bit better as far as making those skip passes. What did you see tonight?
Yeah, I thought he did a great job. I mean, we looked at a bunch of stuff at halftime where, we were missing people, and he was key amongst all that, and he did an unbelievable job adjusting and coming out in the second half and getting us a lot of easy looks.
Do you think they were missing Derek Lively a little bit tonight?
Yeah, he's a outstanding young player. Big part of what they do. When they platoon those two bigs, they just keep coming at you. A lot of size, a lot of bounce, a lot of activity, and they swallow up the rim. Yeah, no doubt they miss him.
Lost on a lot of the fouls and tough breaks and everything like that in the third quarter. You guys are still +5 in that quarter. What did you do well in that quarter, do you think?
In the
third quarter?
I mean, we didn't turn it over. That was huge. I think we only had maybe 2 turnovers in that quarter for sure. Defensively, I thought we were, ball contain was better. Ball contain's been so-so for us. And then Ant got, we got good looks every time down, really did. So.
Any other questions?
Last one.
I think you're awesome. Thank you.